electronics.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, actually, I see now. Look. See it in the black one?
Yeah. Let's see how long this is. It's got pretty good reach.
I hope nobody trips.
I don't think anybody's going to go through there. And if they do, just unplug it and throw it down.
It's on me.
Yeah.
There's a cord there.
I was waiting for that to be like the last thing that like took all of it.
I'll try to unplug it.
I hope you don't have
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. One of the best things about this time of year at Touro Synagogue is that we get the first band of the night. We'll welcome in Shabbat on page 24, beginning with Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malakei Tzarei, Malakei Al-Yom, Mipelech Malkei Amlakim, Mekadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malakei Tzarei, Malakei Al-Yom, Mipelech Malkei Amlakim, Mekadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malakei Tzarei,
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome. So glad to see everyone here. Shabbat Shalom to those of you who are here in our sanctuary, and Shabbat Shalom to those of you who are joining us online. We are creating a little bit of holiness in here before we go experience a whole different version out there. We do have a parade tracker sort of tracking, so if we need to chant a little faster, we will. And I want everyone who's in the sanctuary to know that we will not miss dinner. There will not be, the dinner will not be served until after we're out of the service. So no penalty for being in here until the last minute. Want to say a very special welcome and thank you to our Touro Synagogue band, Clay Zemer. And if seeing these amazing musicians up here of all ages and stages in their musical lives inspires you, this is an open call the next time that Clay Zemer plays. This is something that we want as many people to participate as possible. And thanks to Cantor Margolius for convening everyone, and to Aaron Rothko, our music and Hebrew specialist, for all the work he does so that we can have this special moment and so many others like it. Joy in the face of sorrow is very Jewish. We do it all the time. We have done it for generations, and we do it especially at very difficult moments. And this celebration that's going on around us, it's not ours, but it comes literally to our doorstep, is a reminder, I think, of the very best parts of our humanity, our creativity as humans, our strength as humans, and our capacity to make space for one another as we all go to a collective party in which we have to stand shoulder to shoulder with people we may not know and make room for other people's children as they catch what's thrown. So it is a beautiful thing that's happening here all around us, and I hope that no matter where this night finds you, whether at the end of a week that's been bruising, I know some people have experienced very recent loss, or maybe it's your birthday, or maybe you are anticipating your bar bat mitzvah, or you're observing yard site, we're all here to tap into a little bit of that hope and that beauty that comes with collective celebration, even in the face of sorrow. Please join me on pages 2 and 3 as we light our Shabbat candles and then make Kiddush on page 5. Page 5, please rise as we make Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinkilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom tefila lemikra'e kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim ki banu v'chata ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinkatanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. L'chaim. You may be seated. We welcome Shabbat in with psalms and songs, beginning with Lechuna Ranana on page 12. Staccato D, page 20. We'll sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Seated unless you are already up dancing, or if you're one of our younger congregants. So if you are not quite to the age of B'nai Mitzvah, if you're under 13, or if you're 13 but your bar mitzvah hasn't come yet, we would like for you to join us up here in the front in the dancing area here for your Shabbat blessing. If you're not sure if I'm talking to you, I am talking to you. So you can come on up, even if it's not for a couple more weeks or months. Daniel, come on up. No matter what your name is, Daniel, come on up. Tonight is going to be an awesome night. The next couple of weeks will be so much fun, so much energy. But no matter what, this is our chance. We get to think of you, our newest generation, our newest layer of Jewish people, and get to hope that you had a great week and that Shabbat is a good way to reset and do it all again. Shabbat Shalom. May God bless you and protect you. May the light of God shine on you. And may God fill you with peace. We'll continue on page 28 with Baruch Hu. Please rise. Thanking God for transitions, some that we notice and some that simply slide one part of our lives into another. Like the sun going down, there's no moment that it happens. It's something that happens incrementally that we notice, but not really, but then suddenly experience. 6 lines up from the Hebrew on page 30. Page 32, our blessing and praise and gratitude for our Torah, each and every scroll individually unique and yet none of them exactly alike, all of them with the same guidance, all of them with the same story, the same wisdom, the same pathway for us to follow, and all of them allowing us to lengthen our days in beautiful and happy and joyous ways. Bottom of page 32.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
You can be seated, page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לפניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Continue on page 40 with Micha Mocha.
Yay, day, day, yay, day, 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 yay, day, 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 yay, day, 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 yay, day, yay, day, day, yay, day, 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 yay, day, 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 day. V'kamocha ba'elim Adonai, v'kamocha nedar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot Yosef Melech, Torah tehilot Yosef Melech. Malchutecha u'vanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zelianu ve'amneru, Zelianu ve'amneru. Adonai yimlok le'olam vaed, Adonai yimlok le'olam vaed. ונאמר כי בדרנה את יעקב וגלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גא ישראל.
One of our songs praising and just glorifying this day of Shabbat at the bottom of page 44, Yismechu.
ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת בקולי הולך שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת בקולי הולך שבת. מקדשי צבי שבת כולם ישמעו ויתענגו מטוב הכתבה. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת בקולי הולך שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת בקולי הולך שבת. ובקי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת. קנת ימים אותו קנת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת בקולי
rise on page 46 and following for our central portion of our service for the Amidah, 46 and following.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Vekonei hakol, vezocher chastei afot ve'imahot, umevig ula livnei v'nehem, leman shemo be'ahava. Melech ozer Moshia umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mekayeh hakol, atah rav lehoshia. Mashiv haruach umorid hagashem, mekalkel chayim bechesed, mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofech olim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar. Micha mocha bal givurot, umido melech, melech meimitu mechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'neheman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'kol yom yahaleluka selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
You can be seated, and we'll all take a few moments now for Tefillat Halev, our own prayers of our heart. As we emerge from silent prayer, we offer this blessing, our entire community, for those who are in some state of incompleteness, whether it's their health, whether it's their spirit, whether it is their emotional needs. And we offer these words: Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel v'Leah, hu yivarech et hacholim. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all those who are ill. We invite you now, if you'd like, to whisper any names. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be renewed and their strength to be restored. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and of spirit, and to that we can all say, Amen.
This week's Parsha is jam-packed full of interesting things that don't seem like they belong together. But we learn, it's called Yitro. We learn about Yitro, Moses' father-in-law, and his encounter with Moses, and some really wonderful professional coaching that Jethro gives to Moses to help him, because he's sort of overloaded and doesn't understand the importance of delegation, and Jethro enlightens him. And then following that, we have the preparation and then the delivery of the Ten Commandments. And the rabbis ask a question that seems a little bit beside the point, because we focus so much on the wisdom that Jethro delivers to his son-in-law. Jethro is a Midianite priest. He's not an Israelite. He's not Jewish, but he comes to Moses and he gives him such important, really transformational advice for the people that usually that's where we focus when we look at this Torah portion. But the rabbis also ask the question, what's the deal? Why did Jethro show up at all? Because the Torah says that Jethro heard something. He heard of what had happened, and so he showed up to become part of this people, to support Moses, to support the endeavor that they were undertaking. And the rabbis ask in the Talmud, so what is it that he heard? What did he hear? And they give three different answers for what Jethro heard that caused him, inspired him to come and support Moses and support the Israelites the way that he did. The first thing that they say that he heard is, he must have heard about the war of Amalek, the war against Amalek, Milchemet Amalek Shema, which is this fierce battle waged by the Israelites in retribution for the attack that Amalek perpetrated on them, on their weakest, on their elders, just after they had crossed the sea and they were starving and they were thirsty. And it was that Jethro heard the tale of this triumphal battle. Or the rabbis say, no, that's not what he heard. He didn't hear about the war of Amalek. He heard Matan Torah Shema. He heard that they had been given the Torah, that he came because the Israelites were so had clearly been marked by such an incredible inheritance, this nation that they were forming that was based on high ideals and principles that are embodied in this scroll that they had received. And then they say, no, it wasn't Matan Torah, it wasn't the gift of Torah, and it wasn't Milchemet Amalek, it wasn't this fierce battle, it was Kriyat Yam Suf. It was this parting of the Red Seas that Jethro heard about, that he understood a resilience and a survival of this people and a unique relationship with this people between them and God and them and history, to have a sea part before them. Something special is going on. This is why I'm coming. And it sort of invites the question this week. And of course, there's not a resolution because it's the Talmud, and there's often not. But there are three propositions for what so inspired Jethro to throw his lot in with the Israelites. When people on the outside look at us, and when we look at ourselves, the question emerges from this discussion of a Talmud, what do we see? What do we see that makes us love a community so much, love a people so much? Who are we is really what the question that is being asked in the Talmud is. What are our aspirations? What are our values that animate our life as a Jewish people? And I would like to suggest tonight that it's all three, that all three of these answers are relevant to us, that resonate with us, and they inspire us towards deeper connection. And maybe not all three for everyone, but all three have a place when we talk about our sense of connectedness as a community and a sense of peoplehood that spans time and space. Milchemet Amalek Shema. Jethro heard about the war of Amalek. There is within this people a deep and fierce commitment to protect one another, to protect after a massacre, to protect one another when we're vulnerable. And we have behaved that way as a people at every opportunity throughout our history, and we continue to do so now. That it is the giving of the Torah also that we see, that's also who we are, Matan Torah Shema, that we are a nation based on ideals, based on ethics, based on values that have changed the entire world. That is our gift to the world, and that's also a reason that we're connected here. And Kriyat Yam Suf, the resilience and the survival that we have had, the way that we have a special relationship with God and history. Our story of parting a sea, of a sea being part before us, is also something truly remarkable. I'd like to ask you to join me in 3 different prayers for each of these components of our life together that emerge from the Talmud based on this week's Torah portion, and certainly are very live as we grapple with this very difficult moment in Jewish history. First, when we think about who are we, we're a nation that never forgets any one of us. I'd like to ask you to pray with me for the safety, the safe return of our hostages, of our captives, as we do every Friday night. Mishaberach Avotenu v'Imotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu Yivarech v'Yishmor v'Yinsor et Hashvuyim b'toch Sha'ar Achenu Beit Yisrael Hantunim Mitzara u'V'Shivya. May God, who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless, watch, and guard the captives of our siblings of the house of Israel that are situated in distress and captivity. Ba'avor shehakahal mitpalel ba'avoram, HaKadosh Baruch Hu yimalei rachamim aleihem v'yotzi'em mechoshech v'tzal mavet. Because we are praying for them, our liturgy goes on, may God grant mercy upon them and take them out from the darkness and the gloom and the hopelessness that they are living in. We are a nation based on Matan Torah, based on values and ideals, based on a system of ethics that is so essential to who we are and how we practice. And as such, I would like you to join me in praying for the victims of this war in Israel and Gaza, the innocent civilians whose lives are being destroyed, and who so many have been lost. And it's the same liturgy for them as well. Ba'avor shehakahal mitpalel ba'avoram, HaKadosh Baruch Hu yimalei rachamim aleihem v'yotzi'em mechoshech v'tzal mavet u'mosrotehem yinatek. Because we are praying for them, may they be protected. May God rescue them from darkness and gloom and redeem them from their ordeals and return them to the comfort of their loved ones. And we are a nation that celebrates Kriyat Yam Suf, the parting of the sea, which is, I think, a celebration of a dream, of a true and lasting peace and empowerment for all peoples. It is a celebration of our relationship to God and history, but this prayer that we'll offer now before our Kaddish and our concluding song is a prayer for true and lasting peace. And a true and lasting peace in our Torah and in our world includes the disempowering of enemies of peace and the lifting up of all of those who have been oppressed and afflicted and whose hope is lost. It is a prayer for the parting of the seas, Kriyat Yam Suf, for all who seek a different and better way of life. We turn for this prayer to our order of service. Sometimes I lay under the moon and I thank God I'm breathing. And I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. 'Cause when negativity surrounds, oh, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the We turn now to our concluding prayers. We anticipate now our prayer for Kaddish, which is found on page 294.
As many of you know, our custom here at Touro is that if you hear a name with whom you're linked in family, in friendship, in love of any kind, we invite you, if you wish, to rise when you hear their name. And then after the list is read, we'll all rise together to welcome this blessing as a community. As a community, Touro Synagogue, our hearts go out to the family of Coleman S. Schneider, who will be laid to rest after Shabbat. We observe this period of Shloshim, the first 30 days, following the deaths of Taufik Abdel-Jabbar, Alan Joel Feldman, Michael David Finger, and Mary Brennan. And on this Shabbat, we recall these names who died at this time in years past: Ethel Altmont Abramson, Julie Hirsch Block, Shirley Ruth Sibley, Leopold Feibelman, Dr. Hans Freistadt, Leon Simon Geismar, Teresa Hausman, Hilda Levy Jacobs, Gustav J. Klotz Sr., Kenneth Luria, Thurba W. Green Magolis, Jacqueline Barbara Mintz, Sheba Orek, Estelle Phillips, David Jacob Rabin, Malvin P. Ram, Simon Jonas Rosenthal, Dorothy Feitel Rothschild, Hermina Oakes Schwartz, Bessie Weinberg Smith, Regina Katz Spitzer, Matilda Heinemann Weil, and Lillian Wadowski. If there are any other names that you wish to say out loud or to hold in your heart, as my hand and my eyes come around, please feel free to do so. Zichronam livracha, may each and every one of their lives and memories always be for a blessing. Page 294, we recite the words of Mourner's Kaddish together. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uv'yizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudshah b'richu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'miran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May there be abundant peace from heaven and life for us and for all of Israel, to which we say, Amen. You can be seated. It's our pleasure to invite up for some announcements for this Shabbati Gras our Executive Vice President, Kevin Wilkins.
Shabbat Shalom. And happy Mardi Gras. It is here. Literally, it is here. So let us go through some announcements. First of all, thank you, Rabbi, for kindling the Shabbat candles this evening. Thank you to Kendall and Danielle and Megan for greeting us all at the back door. Shabbat morning begins the Torah study at 9 a.m. Thank you to Bill Purcell for leading the discussion this week. Due to an earlier arrival of praise because of the weather tomorrow, we will not be having a contemporary Shabbat morning service tomorrow morning. Kaddish will be said at Torah studies before parades arrive at Touro. Stands will be reserved for the crew of VIP kids. There are still more opportunities to do Mardi Gras mitzvah and volunteer during parade days at Touro. Even if you've never been involved before, please consider starting this new tradition. It is so much fun to be behind the gates and watching the parades, and we welcome everyone. Please see your congregational emails for a link in terms of how you can sign up. As part of Touro's Climate Action Initiative, we are going to be participating in the city's recycling program this year. Please put any beads or other throws that you don't want, that you gather and you don't want to take home. We can put them into bins in the courtyard, the Abowski Garden. They will be cleaned by Arc Nola and used again, catch more and recycle more. All are welcome to join us at the Bowski Garden for Shabbati Gras dinner and parade watching. Tonight's dinner is given in honor of the birthday of Caro Glade by Kendall and Len Glade. And let's give some recognition to the band one more time. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. So to transition into dinner and beads and throws and everything we can grab, we are going to say a quick motzi, and then our band is going to lead us out to meet the parades. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Please rise. Shabbat Shalom. Happy Mardi Gras, everybody.